Stephen, just give us your thoughts on the weekend. A 1-0 draw against Bolton. Just give us your assessment on that one.
I think before the start of the game, they were the form team in the division. You probably would have taken a point, but how well we played. It's probably our best performance of the season. I've made the boys. We're going to watch it again this morning. The staff have watched it, so we know we're going in the right direction. In the last 7 games, we've lost 2 against Wigan and Sheffield Wednesday, 2 massive football clubs. And we've won games and drawn games. I think our form's turned around completely, and our performances especially. We're disappointed because of the circumstances. Not only did we lose 2 points with the delay, but we may have well lost Ryan McLaughlin for a month. He'd come back on the pitch again and has torn his calf. So, real big blow for us, how well he's been playing. But we have to pick ourselves up. We know we're playing well. We know we can beat anyone on our day, and we've proved that.
How impressed were you with the whole effort of the side? It was like 95 minutes. You essentially nullified a team that were on a 4-match winning run, hadn't conceded all season, and we were essentially the better side for 95 minutes, really.
Yeah, look, they have been. I thought Sheffield Wednesday second half, Wycombe we were excellent, Doncaster, Accrington we showed a different side to our game. So look, there's a lot of progress. I think the players that have come in have done very well, and we look like a team that believes in each other now. We look like a team that's got a little bit of momentum, and we can't let that derail us on Saturday. It was really strange circumstances coming back onto the pitch again, and the weather was atrocious again. But that's not making excuses. We could have controlled it better. We do have to manage the game a little bit better. We try and score every time we got the ball. We try and go forward, and we can control that. But overall, it's very difficult for me to be critical of a bunch of boys who give absolutely everything to me, give absolutely everything to this football club, and I think that's why they haven't had the criticism at all, because people can see how much they're working, how hard they're trying to gel and become a good football side.
How hard is it, not just mentally but physically, to get going again after such a long break? I think it's like 10 minutes in the end, but it's hard enough to get you in the right mindset to go again. But some of them lads were absolutely frozen, weren't they, coming back on? I think Ant O'Connor was stood up here after press and he was shaking like a leaf, really, just how cold he was.
Yeah, the whole thing isn't ideal, is it? The game stops, you have to go and warm up again. It's a token gesture warm up, and we come out with a bad injury from it. So look, it's not ideal. It is what it is. We could have controlled what we did on the ball a little bit better for them minutes. We've got a point. We didn't lose, so it's a point gained, and we go into these next 3 games, which are huge.
Just looking back on that game, how mentally strong was Cole Stockton to pick himself up after the disappointment of missing a penalty, then to score a really well-crafted goal about 5-6 minutes later?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of credit's got to go to Jonah Oyunga and Adam Phillips for that. I think the easy part was the goal. It was a tap in from 3 or 4 yards. Cole's been in the right position again. And what he doesn't do, he doesn't hide. He doesn't hide away. He doesn't shirk a challenge. He missed a penalty. It happens. Best players in the world miss penalties, so we can't be too critical of that. And it just shows the character we've got in this squad, which gives me great hope for the chances of staying in this division.
We talked about the conditions and how blustery they were and whatever else, but it's hard enough for a goalkeeper anyway, but for a goalkeeper to making his debut in that kind of game. Adam Smith got himself in a lot of glory, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought his kicking and distribution in the conditions was excellent. It's the way we play. We need our goalkeeper to be decent on the ball. We need him to try and play out from the back as well. And he was picking the front 3 out, which we'd worked on. And it's credit to him. He's a strong character. He's a bubbly character, and he fits in the squad really well.
Back on the road on Tuesday night, Lincoln City the destination. Just talk us through that one.
I think Lincoln are a good side. They're a good footballing side. They've stuck to their principles throughout the season. They've, similar to Sales, they've had a lot of injuries and a little bit unfortunate in games, but I rate them. I think they've got an excellent manager in Michael Appleton and David Kerslick as assistant, so it's going to be a tough game, but it's 2 sides trying to play football the right way. Good stadium, and it'll be a good atmosphere and full house hopefully down there.
Have you been surprised that they have found themselves in the difficulties that they have this season? Obviously, on the back of making the playoff final last year, you don't often see a club struggle after making such a really big influence on the league last season.
I think they've had key players missing. I think that was early on in the season when we played them. It was a really good game here when we won. I think they've got some very, very good footballers, and in this division sometimes physicality seems to win games instead of quality of football, and perhaps that's been one of the reasons, but credit to them. They've stuck to what way they play. They're entertaining. They're an entertaining team, and we face a really difficult challenge against them, and one we're obviously looking forward to.
How important now are these next 3 games in the season, really? You look at them, you've got Lincoln who are down there, Gillingham are down there, Shrewsbury are down there. It's games that we really need to win
Well, it's a chance to pull teams back into it. You know, as I said, we've been in the bottom four for large parts of the season, so we're used to playing with that pressure. We have continued to play our way and try to put a stamp on the game and play football our way. And, you know, some people that come into that position later on, that, you know, mentally that's tough. So we feel we're going in the right direction, and this is a real opportunity in these next 3 games to pull people right into the mire. You know, I showed the boys a picture. I think there's 1 team out of 6 that could go down now in that 4th relegation spot, and we just have to make sure it's not us, whatever way that is. There's a long, long way to go. Yeah, these 3 games are massively important. They're not going to make or break the season. They're another part of the jigsaw to try and stay in this division.
MazummaMobile.com